Welcome you all to Jayakesari English News. The budget session of the legislature began with the governor's policy address. The governor was received by CM Pinarayi Vijayan and Speaker P. Sri Ramakrishnan. Opposition groups have been protesting with banners and placards. Opposition groups called for a boycott of assembly. Meanwhile, the governor expressed dissatisfaction with the opposition slogan call. The governor said he should be allowed to perform his duty and please do not interfere. With this, the opposition walked out of the assembly. Opposition groups called for a boycott of the assembly. The governor also read references to agriculture law. Farmer time is great resistance. The law will benefit intermediaries and corporations. He said that the agriculture law will also harm the consumer state of Kerala. The Congress-led UDF opposition on Friday boycotted Governor Arif Muhammad Khan's policy address in the Kerala Assembly on the first day of budget session, demanding the resignation of Speaker P. Sri Ramakrishnan, who was facing allegation in connection with the dollar smuggling case. The opposition legislators, who came with banners and posters, raised slogans against CM Pinarayi Vijayan, and the Speaker as Khan arrived to deliver his customary address. Despite sloganeering, the governor began his speech on time, detailing the achievements and performances of the lone-left government in the country in its over 4.5 years tenure. As the sloganeering continued, a visibly irritated Khan asked the opposition members 3 times to allow him to fulfill his constitutional duty, but his plea fell on deaf ears. Though opposition leaders Ramesh stood up and tried to speak in between, the governor did not yield to his demand. The protesting opposition legislators later walked out of the assembly hall and staged a sit-in at its portals, raising slogans and displaying banners and posters. Meanwhile, the governor, who continued his speech, said the LDF government has been facing challenges ever since the COVID-19 pandemic struck. Detailing various pro-people measures taken by the Vijayan government, the governor said that the state started community kitchens for the needy to ensure that none went hungry during the lockdown, ensure that treatment for COVID-19 is being given free, and kits are being distributed to all ration card holders. Kerala was also the first state to announce a pandemic relief package of rupees 20,000 crore. The southern state also declared floor price of 16 vegetables produced in the state, he said. Almost 9% of the state population is living abroad, and with nearly 6 lakh immigrants returning due to the impact of COVID-19, it will hamper the flow of remittance, causing a severe impact on the state's economy, he said. With infighting in left ally NCP over changing political trends reaching a peak, party national president Sharad Pawar will soon come to Kerala to address the organizational dispute. Meanwhile, in an obvious political move, the NCP state leadership said it doesn't feel that the LDF had made major achievements in the local body polls in central Kerala. The factional war between Transport Minister A.K. Shashindran and NCP Chief T.P. Pidambaran, supported by Mani C. Kappan, has been going on for some time. Pawar is expected to hold talks with both factions. Pawar has decided to come to the state amid reports of an imminent split in the party. Shashindran had met Pawar on Wednesday, while Pidambaran and Mani C. Kappan met him on Thursday. Both factions have made it clear that any final decision on switching political fronts could lead to a split in the party. There are indications that Pawar, along with the senior leader Praful Patel, may reach the state within a week. He is expected to attend the state executive meeting and will hold separate talks with both factions. Only then a final decision on continuing with the left front would be taken. With 18,139 new coronavirus infections and 234 deaths in the last 24 hours, India's overall tally stood at 1,413,417, while the death toll touched 1,50,570, the Minister of Health and Family Welfare said on Friday. India continued its streak of low daily new cases. Till now, 1,37,398 have recovered. Currently, there are 2,25,449 active cases. The recovery rate stands at 96.36%, while the fatality rate is 1.45 as percent. The total number of samples tested up to January 7 is 17,93,36,364, including 9,35,369 samples tested on Thursday, the Indian Council of Medical Research said. Tesla founder Elon Musk has become the world's richest person as his net worth crossed $185 billion by taking over Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' position, who had held it since October 2017. He became the richest person in the world after Tesla's shares saw a jump on Thursday. BJP State President K. Surendran has tested positive for COVID-19. He was admitted to a private hospital here on Thursday. After returning from New Delhi on January 3rd, Surendran developed a fever, but the COVID test result then was negative. Since the fever didn't subside, he underwent another test and the result came positive. central government has drawn up a detailed draft for the air transportation of coronavirus vaccines and their movement across different parts of India a day before the second nationwide vaccine dry run scheduled on January 8. The first dry run took place on January 2nd at 286 session sites across 125 districts. For vaccine transportation across the country, a common draft has been made. It will shortly be shared with the stakeholders. The transportation of vaccines is likely to begin by today or tomorrow. Government sources told a news agency that they pointed out that Pune had been chosen as the central hub for COVID-19 vaccine distribution and added that passenger aircraft will be permitted to transport doses in the belly of the carrier. In the aftermath of the violence that rocked the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday, Mark Zuckerberg placed an indefinite ban on the outgoing U.S. President Donald Trump's Facebook and Instagram accounts. The move by the social media giant comes with a caveat which states that the ban will remain minimum for 2 weeks. In an elongated post on his Facebook accounts, Mark Zuckerberg on Thursday wrote, "Using social media platforms to incite violence and spread false information against a democratically elected president is fundamentally different. We believe there is of allowing the president to continue to use our service during this period, and it is simply too great." Zuckerberg elaborated his reasoning to ban Donald Trump's account. Justice K. Narayana Kurupu, who was appointed the inquiry commissioner by the state government to look into the custodial death of a 49-year-old man at the Neduganda police station, submitted his report on Thursday. The findings categorically stated the death had occurred due to complications arising out of multiple blunt injuries, characteristics of physical torture. The jurist submitted the 160-page report to CM Pinarayi Vijayan with a special request to implement the proposed reforms contained in it at the earliest so that such incidents do not recur. The report gives a chilling account of how Rajkumar, accused of cheat fund fraud, was subjected to third-degree punishment to get him to reveal where he has stashed away the deposited money. While India's economy is still trying to recover, government projections of India's GDP point to another setback. As per government projections, India's GDP is estimated to contract by a record 7.7% during 2020-21 as the COVID-19 pandemic severely hit the key manufacturing and services segments. Amid overall decline in economic activities, some respect was provided by agriculture sector and utility services like power and gas supply, which have been projected to post positive growth during the current fiscal ending March 2021. The party General Secretary Anil Mehta said in a press conference today that Bharatiya National Janata Dal will conduct Kerala Yatra from Kasaragod to Thiruvananthapuram from February 2nd to 6th, raising the slogan "No More Communist Rule." The book A Journey in Search of Arubi was released at a function held at the Press Club. The book is published by Anish Jayakesari, film actor Pujapura Radhakrishnan, Trikanapuram Councillor P.S. Jayalakshmi, K.S. Jayakumar and Jolly Verghese were present. Winding up the news, please subscribe to this channel and press the nearest bell icon to get notification of Jayakesari news soon after uploading. Thank you.